Megyn Kelly is defending Border Czar Tom Homan after a report from MSNBC alleged that Homan accepted $50,000 in cash for his influence.
Now, the report alleges the FBI recorded Homan accepting the money last year from undercover agents who were posing as business executives, and alleges that Homan indicated he would help them win government contracts. Now, according to the report, the FBI and DOJ, quote, plan to wait to see whether Homan would deliver on his alleged promise, because once he became the nation's top immigration official, but the case indefinitely stalled after the inauguration.
Megyn Kelly's reaction to that bombshell report? Take a look. "We do not care." That's what she said. She posted to X in all caps, "Don't bother Tom Homan, he's a national treasure." That prompted the Bulwark's Tim Miller to chime in, "You don't care that government officials are taking cash bribes? What?" Kelly responded in a lengthy post saying, in part, "We don't trust you. We don't trust the work of your president's DOJ. We don't trust the work of your president's FBI." Ending her post with, "We don't care what you say about Tom Homan. We do not trust you. We only care about defeating you."
Now, as for the White House, they say Homan never took the money and similarly pointed the finger of the blame squarely at the Biden administration.
This was another example of the weaponization of the Biden Department of Justice. You had FBI agents going undercover to try and entrap one of the president's top allies and supporters, someone who they knew very well would be taking a government position months later. The White House and the president stand by Tom Homan 100% because he did absolutely nothing wrong, and he is a brave public servant who has done a phenomenal job in helping the president shut down the border.
So because he got caught, this is a problem. Reportedly, there's a video that MSNBC was talking about of him actually saying, yeah, I'll take the $50,000. And so they reviewed it. Why is there no, we should be holding everybody to the same standard as far as, if you're working in the government, why are you accepting bribes? It shouldn't be like, oh, well, you. All I saw in Megyn Kelly's post.
Why is the government
you did. The government did go on.
Why is the government going around offering random Trump
But who you are is who you are.
They indicate something that they would take it so that they could. That's just
So do you not agree that who you are is who you are? So if something happens and I set you up and you do it, are you a bad or good person, or am I the bad person for setting it up?
Information obtained under false premises I'm suspicious of. And I've said this for years, for instance, about James O'Keefe, the conservative activist who goes in interviews like somebody who works at Pfizer or CNN undercover and over drinks and gets them to say something bad about the company, like, see, even people who work at, Pfizer say the vaccine's no good. I'm like, well, you lied to him about this whole premise, so it's suspect. I feel that way about entrapment, which is a bad thing that happens all the time. It actually happens to a lot of vulnerable Muslim teenagers who talk in chat rooms. They're actually talking to a law enforcement person who says, oh, maybe we should do
that's
something.
Like a classic way to catch a criminal.
Yeah,
That's a classic, but it just is.
There's no crime.
And well, if you did follow through with the bribe and the bribery to do
there was no bribe because it was a police officer.
Okay, but that's how they catch also like a drug dealer, right? They have a police officer.
No, sometimes they
say,
catch
I want to buy some
you're
drugs
actually
from
being
you.
bribed by an actual person giving a bribe.
And sometimes police who see that somebody has negative intentions will set up a drug sting where they're
had negative intentions. So that's where I would like to see more information.
What made them prompt this? Yes, that's agree with you there.
If he took a bags of cash from actually someone in a way that violates laws who wanted to steer immigration policy or whatever in some way, and that's illegal, then fine, charge him. I'm not saying we can't look into this any further. I'm saying the government's testimony that I don't want them to, that sounds like a fishing expedition. That sounds very...
So generally when people do things like that, like you said, lay out the evidence, because generally there's a reason to be inclined to think that if I set you up, you're going to say yes, and I'm going to have the proof I need to show that you should not be running anywhere near our government. And so now we have the video. What made the FBI spend time and money to investigate somebody that was an ally of President Trump? That is a relevant question.
Because, Lindsay, and many liberals do know this, that law enforcement, if they want to get you, they have tremendous power to set a series of circumstances that are under which you are disadvantaged. This is what happened to, blanking on his name right now, help me out, producers, if you can think of it, from the first Trump administration who Mike Pence wanted out. I can't think of his name. He was, and he got in big trouble because he quote unquote lied to investigators. But what happened is, in the course of a lengthy interview with police, anyone over hours of time can misspeak or say something that incidentally is not true that they can then prove. This is why you never talk to the police ever, even if you're trying to help them. You never talk to them. Make a statement to an attorney and have the attorney refer it to them. I can't believe I can't think of his
But it wasn't hours.
Everyone in the comments is going to be screaming at me. They know
It wasn't hours and hours, though. Somebody allegedly offered him money, and he said yes to do the job, and he only had 8 months. Like they could keep seeing this thing through. If he would have followed up and tried to find somebody a job in early 2026, is it still not valid that he was using bribery and doing things against the law? That's what I mean. They ended this thing and just want to look into every other one of Trump's political enemies because they want retribution, but won't look into somebody who actually may be willing to accept bribes to do their job or put other people in position to do jobs alongside the president. That's not right.
Concentrate on catching actual criminals, not trying to engineer circumstances.
You do? You think
where
that?
people who are not engaged in crime maybe have done something that we can now classify as crime.
Well, I love that because
Michael
they should
Flynn,
stop.
thank you. General Michael Flynn, that's the name I was trying to come up with. Thank you to Louis for that.
Since we're actually trying to catch actual criminals, then perhaps we shouldn't be in places like Chicago and other cities like Los Angeles trying to just arrest people that are working in the agriculture industry, that are immigrants. And you're right, we should be trying to catch criminals. But if that is your thought about what we should try to spend our time doing, what our Congress and our government should spend its time doing, the federal government, then maybe we should reevaluate all the things that we're doing and spending time and money on.
Around like to random people in D.C. was like, would you like this crate of chickens? And I said, what? And then I took the crate of chickens. They go, aha, it's illegal to have chickens. I don't know if it is or not. In D.C., we gotcha. Wouldn't you think that was stupid?
No, because I like to think higher of our FBI, and I like to think that if the Biden administration did have a video recording, this alleged recording trying to set Homan up to accept cash, so they have an inkling or a reason to believe that he would be inclined to accept cash and be bribed in the past. And so if there is this is not the only first bribery that ever happened in our nation's history. So if there is an inkling to connect it, please show us, be transparent so we can all be on the same page and move forward accordingly. Because generally if they did that to, let's say, President Obama, he might just be like, oh, no, I won't take the money. And we see a videotape of a good man.
I think it's
we would see a videotape of a good man.
That's what I think. Silly stuff. I'm against the weaponization of the federal government. That's what I have to say about this. Next up, Charlie Kirk's memorial did appear to give Donald Trump and Elon Musk a chance to reunite. We will look at that coming up next.